This is a presentation of RVT Entertainment.
This isn't about the dead, it's about the living. It's about my mother. It's about my sister. It's about my wife. It's about the 14 years it took me to go from undesirable to un-goddamn deniable.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true.
Because I'm better than you, and you know it.
In the back, there are men and women, seasoned professionals, dues paid in full, gunning to be the best.
I'll always light the way, and all you have to do is let me in.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly. The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better.
Hey, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wrestle Cast, presented by RVT Entertainment on Podomatic.com, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever else we find this fine audio recording and live on RVT Entertainment's official Twitch.tv channel, where we talk about professional wrestling, both for the mainstream and the independent scene. My name is Matty J, that is TWK.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm TWK of TWK Reviews, and it's time for us to do all the reviewing in the world of professional wrestling.
I was trying to stretch as much as possible because, unfortunately, our third man in the third chair, Shintigercurl, cannot join us this evening. For those who need context, and as Devil Pogo Stick has brought up in the chat, glad to be here after a rather crazy week for Texas. Unfortunately, our third man is a Houston native / citizen, so we figured his absence is due to either no power or no internet. Though right now, I'd rather have power and no internet than internet and no power. So hopefully, he's staying warm. And Shin, if you're listening, do not worry. We're more worried for you than you are for us. Come back here next week. We'll have double the fun. We'll have double the fun for sure.
And Devil, it's good to see you back in the chat.
Absolutely. Speaking of. And Devil Pogo Stick, 3 days without power. Easy, probably easy rider, our buddy. He was having kind of the same issues as well. Rough goings, to say the least. Oh, he thought this guy could get away. We got a bot in the chat. You don't see it obviously in the thing, but y'all thought I wouldn't see you with the weird typo and everything else. Yeah.
If you thought that you could get away with being a bot in our chat, well then, I'm afraid I got
some bad news. Oh, no, you could have kept going. We could have had the echo going.
Nah.
Aw.
I'm here to disappoint.
Damn it. Anyway, that being said, we do have a show, as per usual. We'll be discussing NXT and their fairly eventful affair. And, of course, we'll be discussing AEW in our third segment and what one dude with one gold belt did to royally fuck over their week. And, try to legalize murder in a wrestling match. Oh, we'll get to him. And all that good stuff. Oh, and WWE has a pay-per-view. We'll discuss that as well. Plus your winners and losers. T-Dub, I'll just say it right now. Of all the weeks for Shintigercurl not being able to show up, this had to be the week. It sucks. Because, goddammit, I could sense he had one running gag going, yes. But we'll see. That being said, shall we get going?
Sure, why not? Let's just get on to it.
Let's get on to it. We don't have a clip. I don't have a clip for NXT because I didn't feel like going and smooch someone else's network just to get one clip. But I don't think I need to. You know what? It's one of those things where, clip or no clip, I have the perfect button to describe the end of Takeover Vengeance Day. And sometimes you just got to refer to the classics. Oh, did it? Oh, it didn't go off. There we go. Let's try that again. Go for it now.
Betrayal! What? Betrayal! Betrayed me!
For those who are not Ring of Honor fans from way before AEW had a thing, yeah, I got something for you. Adam Cole, baby, he works better as a heel, don't you know? And they gave him a hell of a heel hook for a little while, anyway.
No, Daniel Bryan's the one who does the heel hook submission.
When I say heel hook, as in the hook to give you a reason to boo him, not the submission move. I was trying to do some subtle wordplay, and God damn it, everyone, I can't do subtle. What? Every time I do subtle, people think, oh, you're not, oh, I don't get it. And whenever I don't get it, oh, you need to be more subtle. It's like, it's either I'm blunt or I'm too blunt or not blunt enough. Pick one.
No.
Oh, did we stop for a second? No, we don't. You're live. Are you live? We're supposed to be live. There we go. Try it again, T-Dub.
Ooh, Cyber Rider's got the right idea. New manager for Adam Cole.
Michael Cole, baby. You cut off when you were saying when you were trying to say something there.
All I was saying was you can't seem to find that sweet middle spot ever.
I'm getting better at it, but it's one of those things, man. It's one of those things in my game that I will never truly master. I'm fine with it, but every once in a while I come with a clever joke and it's a too deep a cut. I don't know. That being said, we got a show to review. We'll do as quickly as we can. So I don't think... did you watch Takeover by chance?
I did. All right.
I watched
Takeover. I did watch the Takeover.
All right, cool. I watched it with some of the boys over at the NGTTWF Discord. One was generous enough to share the love and allow people to watch through the Discord thingamajig. I'm not going to explain it for legal reasons. But big thank you to those guys, and we had some fun watching that shit. That being said, Takeover Vengeance Day, which should have been Valentine's Day Massacre, come on, people, from the WB Performance Center, the Capitol Wrestling Center, in Orlando, Florida. God damn, I miss Orlando, I'm not going to lie. I could really go... Yeah. For those in Texas, like I've cracked a couple of jokes about it, but I'm like, okay, I'm going to tone down because they're going through some shit. And having been in the same province where we had the freezing rain that knocked out half a province's fucking power for a couple of weeks, we know your pain. But right now it's 17 Fahrenheit and yeah, cold. St. Valentine's Day Massacre is what I was trying to say. I lost my track of thought there. Usually Shin covers with a joke or something. Well, yeah, I missed you. I missed Shin already. But so yeah, what's going on here? Takeover Vengeance Day, Orlando, Florida. I could go for some Super Saiyan, is what I was trying to say. It's cold enough that I could go for some soup a Saiyan, is what I was trying to say here. Did I ever cover it? No, I did not. No, I did not. Segue out of the way. Matches are as follows. They had the Women's Dusty Cup Final, Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. They had two Dusty Cups, one for the women, one for the men. It wound up going to Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, who defeated Amber Moon and Shotzi Blackheart, which I thought was odd booking.
Yeah, I mean, you have heel champions now, heel challengers. I'm not sure what the thought process was here, but other than that, the match was fine.
For me, the match was good, solid opener, and you think thought process in WWE, I'm like, you're cute. You are cute. But yeah, they get a WWE Women's Tag Team title shot. Interesting dynamic. So it's going to be Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez versus Shayna Baszler and My Hole. Sorry, it's still stuck in my head. It's a meme. We'll run it down. But yeah, it was a standard match, but it was like odd booking for sure. Next up, this is where I wish Shin was here, unfortunately. Damn you, Texas weather. Johnny Gargano, he defeated Kushida in a 24 minute 49 second banger for the North American title. And I mean it in the very sense of the word. That was a wrestling match that is rarely seen in WWE soil.
I was disappointed by this match. It should have been so much better. Mainly because Kushida worked over Johnny Gargano's arm for the entire match, and then it eventually meant nothing because Gargano.
By the way, there is a little bit of a clipping.
Anyway.
I think your phone is just too close to the mic again.
All right, but yeah, like I said, it was just a bit disappointing.
Yeah, disappointing. I think the match was so well worked, but it was obviously.
No, I disagree.
Really?
Yeah, because like I said, like the booking makes no sense. So the entire story was Kushida finally got Johnny Gargano one-on-one, no interference, no bullshit, and he beats the shit out of Gargano's arm, works over in a million different submissions, and in the end, Gargano wins using that arm. So essentially, the booked Gargano as a baby face in the match.
I will say this. I hated the booking of the finish. I just loved the match itself, just without context. It was a good match, except for the booking. The booking made it look like the story and everything else made it look like they were going to crown Kushida, and the match that was being worked over was pretty much what it was. But you know, I'm thinking back. It's like, you know, Kushida should have won this. You know, they had a flurry. They had a couple of great transitions in some of those spots. But you know, no, I thought the finish was odd, obviously.
And the fact, like I said, it also felt like Johnny Gargano was being booked like a babyface in this match. It felt like a Triple H heel match, wherein he's supposed to be the bad guy, that overcomes the odds and wins.
Especially in that sense, it makes sense because I am beginning to agree with that. But again, I think the way that they worked the match would have worked better if Kushida actually got the win. Because especially in the final sequence made it look like, okay, Kushida could pull off the win, and then swerve, Gargano, clean. I'm like, no, he's a heel. There should have been a low blow there.
I think something to help protect Kushida.
Yeah.
Just something. It just makes me wonder, okay, so all this build up for Kushida,
everything until the finish was fine. To me. And that's how I felt. I was like, okay, good match. Shit ending. And I think that's where it gets deducted. But they did recover themselves a little bit. MSK versus the Grizzled Young Veterans. Men's Dusty Cup. MSK won at 18-26. They are the champions.
I had such a hard time paying attention to this match. I was so bored by it.
I paid attention to the finish, which is what's going to count in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, this was we spent the majority of that tag match. There were a couple of spots where I go, oh, I love that transition. There's a couple of spots where I go, oh, yeah, nice. It recalled our attention, and 2 seconds later. So, what do you think of X, Y, or Z?
I don't remember anything from this match. I don't even remember the finish. All I know is that MSK won. There was a big celebration.
The right tag team won. I'll give them that. But yeah, I don't remember a spot. There were a couple of spots where I'm like, I could vaguely remember going, ooh, that was nice. But most of the time we were just conversing about, what's going to happen on AEW on Wednesday. Ironically enough.
I use this match as my piss break, literally.
I feel bad for MSK. That was a good match. That was a great moment for them, and they're going to use that to propel themselves. And there's going to be some highlight reel stuff, but that's just about it, unfortunately. Io Shirai defeated Mercedes Martinez, and Tony Storm to retain the NXT Women's Championship 12-13.
It was all right, I guess.
Those poor ladies. They had either a table bump, and the table went, "Ha ha! Fuck y'all! Get another one, you rich motherfucker!"
Yeah. Tony Storm goes over the table, lightly touches it, and it falls apart.
Oops.
That looks really bad. Like, oh my god. Thankfully,
unfortunately and thankfully they did recover, but it's that botch is no one's fault. To be fair.
Yeah. Thankfully, we did get a cool dive from Io Shirai from the scaffolding.
Quick thinking, good call.
And then out of nowhere, Io Shirai hits a moonsault on both of them at the same time and just wins. That it sort of felt like the match was starting to pick up some steam, and then it just ended.
You get the feeling they might have called an audible.
No, what happened was, according to Triple H, they already ran through all their spots already. It was supposed to be a 20-minute match. They ran through all their spots in 12 minutes, so they just decided to go to the finish.
Table would have stretched it to a couple extra minutes, and that obviously didn't work. So I was like, all right, go home, finish it up.
It really sucks because I do feel like that does hurt the match a bit because it feels definitely a match that was cut short.
And in the main event, before we continue, I need to bring this up with Johnny Gargano and The Way. Austin Theory got kidnapped. Guess who? Dexter Lumis.
Dexter Lumis without a wig.
Of all the weeks for Shintigercurl not to be here, you would think this would be the week where we'd be running wild on the Dexter Lumis conspiracy theory jokes. Next week, because this is a rivalry and Dexter Lumis is just going after Austin Theory. So we're going to have fun with it. But I feel bad for Shin because he would be going nuts with that. And in the main event, Finn Balor, he defeated Pete Dunne to retain the NXT Championship in 25-11. His fingers got broken a lot.
Match of the night.
This undisputed. Undisputed.
Was absolutely excellent. Throughout the entire match, Pete Dunne is just breaking finger after finger after finger after finger, and every time Finn Balor sells it like death. It's absolutely excellent. I loved it.
And he even sold it at the end when he was posing to quote unquote close the show. He tried to do a thing, but he was selling his fingers. Beautiful.
Every time he'll try to do the gun salute gimmick, he couldn't do it because his fingers were all dislocated, so he couldn't do it. So it would just look like a giant mangled fist. It's like, yes, I love that.
So yeah, we're not gonna go over all the spots, but this was just a beautiful match that you do need to watch.
And this is a match where the finish 100% makes sense and rolls with the story where Finn Balor has to find a way to win without using his fingers, so he has to drop kick the fuck out of Pete Dunne and hit that stomp. And of course, hit the Bloody Sunday. And I loved it. I love this match. Best match of the night.
And you think, but wait, there's more. Post-match, the pose, the logo, and you think, oh, we're done. Nope. McAfee's crew starts beating the crap out of him. Undisputed era comes out, minus Bobby Fish because he's injured again. We feel bad for the guy. We really do. And they clear house, and then the final image seems to be Balor joining the UE doing their hand pose, and Balor seemingly having recovered his hand strength a little bit, trying to muster a finger pose. Super kick, Adam Cole, baby. Super kick Balor. But Kyle O'Reilly, who said, no, let me help you up. He gets super kicked. Roderick Strong going, what the fuck, man? What the fuck?
So yeah, UE is dead, and it looks like they're setting up Adam Cole as the next challenger, which I have zero interest in seeing.
I have more interest in seeing Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly than I do Adam Cole versus Finn Balor right now.
Yeah,
personally.
I want Adam Cole nowhere near the NXT title picture because we already saw him for over a year as the heel champion. We don't need to see a single second of it again until at least 2022.
Not that long. Wow. All right. Fair enough.
For over a year, he can go a while without being the heavyweight champion.
JC, I think this might be a transition into Cole versus O'Reilly. That's what I'm thinking. You know.
And that's the only thing that Adam Cole should be involved in. After that, he goes off into different feuds away from the title picture.
At least until the end of the year. And his feud with the former members of Undisputed is where he should be heading. Logically speaking, that's the feud for the year for him.
I hope this means that Roderick Strong gets his old theme back because his WWE theme is one of the better ones they made.
I have not heard of his old theme.
It starts off with a little piano game like do 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 do. It's like this really awesome.
By the way, for the record, we do know of Kyle O'Reilly's quote unquote seizure from Wednesday. We're not going to bring it up. Right, if it is brought up on the 3rd, it'll be a brief thing because that's not a seizure. He was selling the shit out of his betrayal. That's all it is.
I do not have it on my list.
Good. We're not going to bring it up. I believe first NXT Lightning and Thunder. What is this here? I don't think that's it.
No. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can find my phone real quick, see if I can get a sample that's quick enough to where we will not get copyright ID'd.
We'll work on that, but I don't know. With all the stuff that we might need to bring up on a third seg, do you think we should just move on and go to the third seg, or?
1 second. Let's see.
Actually, before we do, we need to review it. What score? I was thinking 4, but I'm like, now I'm thinking about more 3.5. I don't know about you.
I give the show a 3 out of 5.
That makes sense. I have 3 out of 5. The main event just sold it for me, and I thought there were some cool transitions that's worth at least a watch, if only one. If you have not watched the whole show. That being said, we could stretch a little longer if you want, but we got to move on.
All right, here it is.
All right, here we go. Nice. That could work.
Yeah, I want him to go back to that song. It's so epic. It's like this really nice piano metal ballad. It's so good.
By the way, for those wondering, the clicking noise that you hear, that is his phone. We tell him don't put it too close to his microphone.
Unfortunately, had to do that for those quick few moments.
Yeah, for those wondering, yeah, we did fix that. It was it's something T-Dub was doing what he had to do.
Also, I hope that the music didn't blow out anyone's ears.
No, it did not. It was loud and clear, at least from my end. All right, well, you know what? We would do a Q&A. I don't know if we should at this point with the stuff we have to do.
We got time. We got time. We got time. We got time.
Not that much news? Not that much news?
Got time for me. Got time, but you ain't got time for me. Yeah.
All right. Well, we do have some news to go over, but we got a few minutes. Why not? Let me hit Q&A time. If you're in the chat, tag us at RVT or at MattyJ316 or at TWK Official. In the chat, we'll read the questions as they come along. Let me see if we have something to read here. Nice to have it. I believe you. This is last minute. I thought we'd have more juice out of this review. We should have had more juice for this review.
Weren't you proven wrong?
All right, JC. If you want to send your emails, if you want to send your question via email while we await the question, JC Okay, you asked for it. What is the Big Show's best match? No hard feelings. I couldn't resist the setup you gave me. Big Show's best match. Actually, he brought it up in the chat as well, so we'll acknowledge that as well. His best match.
Well, he had a pretty good one against Mark Henry back in 2011.
That's one. His match versus his his few matches with Braun Strowman, two big dudes going at each other. That proved that you could still go.
I believe that was like one of the first matches where Braun Strowman just out of nowhere hit a missile drop kick.
Yeah,
like a running drop.
They literally worked. Those two big dudes worked like they were in the heavyweight division, not super heavyweights, which was a trip.
Like I said, Big Show had a couple of good matches with Mark Henry in 2011. Another set of good Haas matches.
Yeah, so definitely those ones. As far as early, there's not much in the early career outside of his triple threat win at Survivor Series after he had that feud with Big Boss Man. Not his greatest work, but it's one of he sold the emotion of it, I guess you could say.
Clearly, his greatest match was the Monster Truck match against racist ass Terry Boulder.
Very true. Very true.
In the debut of
the Yeti.
Thank you.
Tony Schiavone's greatest / worst call. And the opinion is subjective, folks.
His best call in recent, of course, is It's Sting!
And Jim Ross's best call is WWE Champion Kenny Omega. Oh, we'll get to him, believe me.
I actually did not have that on my list.
No. Believe me, I have it on mine. You know the one. You know the one.
Ha!
Yep.
All right, DJ Maestro, thanks for joining us.
Sorry?
Saying goodbye to DJ Maestro, who has to leave.
Don't worry. We got the VOD for that. Do not worry about it, my friend. You could catch the rest of us. Gus Masterson, my question revolves on AEW and their show this week, so I'll keep it quiet. You can still bring it up. You know what? Bring it up when we bring up AEW. That'd be a good idea. Best JC. Best Elimination Chamber match.
There have been quite a few.
My personal favorite, the first one, when Michaels won at Madison Square Garden.
Which is interesting because that one is also the one that's been marred by the most amounts of botches.
Including the botch that almost killed Triple H with the trade get there. It's weird. It is a weird match, and there were better ones, but it is my personal favorite, like I said.
Also, one of the other botches was they opened up Kane's pod too early.
Just a tad. It
makes you wonder how that happens because it's all predetermined. How do they mess up who goes in first?
Oops. Renico, favorite ladder.
Dun. What?
Oh,
dun.
I'm tired. It took me a minute. It took me a second. Favorite ladder, straight ladder match, says Renico.
Hardy's and Edge and Christian are going on No Mercy 99.
The beginning, if you want, the Terry Invitational Tournament. No, my favorite TLC, what they call TLC 4, I think the Raw Roulette one.
Well, he wants just a straight up ladder match, not TLC.
Straight ladder match. I can name two right off the bat.
You could count Money in the Bank as well.
Yeah, that is a straight ladder match, technically speaking. But I got think of two right off the bat. Jericho versus Benoit Rumble 2001.
That's a good one.
That was my first one. And Hardy versus Undertaker. Raw. Don't
do it, kid!
Make yourself famous! That one. So those are two that come immediately to mind.
Only a great match for Jeff Hardy that made him look like a big star, but of course, one of Jim Ross's best calls of all time.
Absolutely.
TLC is all right. Lorenco wants us TLC matches. For me, WrestleMania 17's TLC match.
Yeah, TLC. I gotta go with the classic at X7.
At the Alamo Dome.
I know that's not the Alamo Dome. That was the Astro Dome.
Well, you're gonna have to tell Road Dogg that because I'm pretty sure he thinks every arena is the Alamo.
That's Road Dogg. Or, by proxy, the OSW boys. At the Alamo. All right, we're gonna move on. We gotta move on. We got news and a preview to do. So we'll be back with more stuff. Actually, did you see the comic book exchange between Adam Pearce and MJF on Twitter? I have not seen that.
Adam Pearce and MJF. Jesus Christ! What
Jesus,
a
we need to do some research. We need to do some research, my friend. We'll return with the news and a preview of Elimination Chamber. We'll be right back.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hey, Stone Cold, what are you doing up so late?
Hey, Dan. Well, just studying. I'm fading pretty fast, so.
I know just the thing.
Thanks, Dan. That really helps.
Don't work too hard.
This is WMOB Mobile, 12 on your channel dial and 12 in the TV ratings.
You can have your rematch. I don't even give it to you at Revolution. But the problem is, I'm the one that's going to name the match. If we beat you up, you just keep coming back. If I beat you in a straight-up wrestling match, you get jealous and you keep coming back. You're talking about putting people on the ground, breaking their neck? Is that what I'm going to have to do, John? Is that what I'm going to have to do? Well, if I'm going to have to put you in the ground, how about this, John? How about you and I in an exploding barbed wire death match?
God, what
You
the?
talk about having the loaded gun?
What?
I'm the one holding the gun, John.
Yeah, what?
And your
Exploding?
time on this earth is limited.
If you want blood, you got it. Matty and T-Dub, Wrestle Cast, RVT Entertainment Production, Podomatic, Spotify, YouTube, podcasts and places. RVT's official Twitch channel. Matty, T-Dub, and No Shen. He's out for the count for now due to, we believe, power or internet issues. He will be back next week. Shen, if you're listening, stay warm, brother. We miss you. And, the obvious question that has been brought up by JC. So what is an exploding barbed wire death match besides a murder, obviously? Oh.
There's a few ways they could go about this.
The most extreme version, you could say Japanese barbed wire matches on YouTube, mostly from FMW or Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling. Basically, rings around by barbed wire. There's some electrical thing, and it's wired to some exploding powder thing that makes a big loud bang noise, and a flash that makes it look like it's gonna hurt like a motherfucker, because it usually does hurt like a motherfucker. So, that. By the way, Pugsley, thank you very much for the 3rd month at tier 1. Thank you very much. 3 months sub, y'all, she says. Well, thank you. Much appreciated. But, yeah, basically that. The ring is surrounded by barbed wire. A wrestler touches it, and something blows up. Essentially.
Yeah, they could do that. They could also put landmines around the ring. They could also do a timed death match where you have a timer on screen, and once it hits 0, ba-boom! Huge explosion around the ring. If anyone wants to see a death match, hopefully it's on there. There was one in New Japan Pro Wrestling between Atsushi Onita and Masahiro Chono.
And if you know what Onita is, yeah, that. I think that's the only way you can actually sell a death match of that style in New Japan. Have fucking Onita in it. That pretty much explains why you would need something like that in New Japan. But yeah, with Masahiro Chono, that kind of makes sense as well.
Yeah, who is, like, at the time, like, throughout the entire 90s, Chono was basically one of the guys for New Japan, one of their top guys.
The ace, if you need an equivalency.
Yeah, he was part of a group called the Three Musketeers, which essentially was New Japan's way of saying, these are the 3 top motherfuckers in the company. These 3 guys. These guys. Anyways, so other than AEW this week, aside from the announcement of the exploding barbed wire death match, as hard as it might be to believe.
Shin said it best on Twitter. I'm gonna die a lot.
So let's get started here. First off, we had some more matches with AEW's women's tournaments.
Got a lot of people saying the Japanese side looked rinky-dink. I'm like, first off, it was all filmed in Japan. They have to do it in front of no crowd for obvious safety reasons. I thought everything was well lit. The announcer was there. He did his job.
Yes, he did. He did an excellent job getting everyone's background over.
Fuck else you want out of a freaking thing that's literally put together during a worldwide pandemic. Not everything has to be in the goddamn Thunderdome. And Ollie Davis, that counts you too, because he was shitting on the production.
The production was excellent. What the fuck, man?
Like they were saying they looked rinky-dink. It's like, no, it didn't. They shot in the warehouse. Where the fuck else would they have no fucking promo? No crowd for pandemic reasons and spoiler reasons. Match was well lit, well shot. Didn't have to be 100% perfect. Fucking rinky-dink my ass. My ass.
I loved every moment of watching these matches because, like I said, Excalibur did a great job getting all the characters over, and everyone got to get a few spots in to show off what they could do. Mei Suga is definitely a little rough around the edges, but she's still very young, very new to the business, so she's going to be learning, and makes sense that Yuka Sakazaki will go over, especially because she is more familiar with the AEW audience.
Yeah, and I miss her so goddamn much. My magical girl.
Props to Excalibur for bringing up the magical sugar rabbits. Thank you. Of course, we got to see Emi Sakura defeat Venny, and Venny just, oh my god, that's so flexible, so athletic. Goddamn, I want more.
That is a discovery for most North American fans. That's gonna be something. That's gonna be a name that's gonna be brought up a couple of times this year for sure. I'll be shocked if it isn't outside of this tournament.
And once again, props to Excalibur for his commentary, bringing up the fact that the kimono that Venny wore to the ring was the same one worn by their former tag team partner, Hana Kimura, who last year unfortunately committed suicide.
I clap again for that tribute, by the way.
And of course, in what many people consider a shocking decision, Ryo Mizunami defeated Maki Ito. And first off, Maki Ito got to perform full song in the ring. That was excellent. And that song, Brooklyn the Hole, is available on Spotify.
I think it's a case of, I don't know if, I think they might have booked it in a case of, okay, What do our North American audiences know? And they probably didn't know Maki Ito as much as I think their mind is like, we don't know as much, so the audience probably doesn't know as much. After this week, they're going to find a way to bring Maki Ito more often once this pandemic is over.
Not only that, but since the match happened, Maki Ito's been interacting a lot, and I mean a lot, with the Dark Order.
Yeah, this might be a pickup where this might be a thing where they might bring Maki Ito on board. And Maki Ito, I mean, there's a couple of videos on YouTube describing her character and the progression of her early career. Forget just a part of the Dark Order. She might actually run the fucking thing.
I'd love to see that.
Me too. Personally.
And of course, Ryo Mizunami showing quite a bit of herself in this match.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait to see more from her. And in the main event, Aja Kong defeated Rin Karakura in what was the shortest match, but, considering Aja Kong's age and what she's probably able to do at this point of her career, I thought they booked it really smartly.
It was fine. It worked.
Yeah. And I also thought they probably gave them the main event because Aja Kong is probably the most established and the longest
She's
tenured.
the biggest name in the tournament, let's be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, for as limited as she might be now, and especially in 2020 and 2021, she still is the biggest name outside of Emi Sakura, obviously.
And to her credit, she still has an amazing presence in the ring. Like, she still has able to move around well enough, and she's still able to give off that sort of presence that a gigantic heel should.
I don't know if I should be bringing up the comparison, but she has that Undertaker vibe.
A little bit.
Her, where the presence, I'm not going to say it equals or not, that's subjective, but she brings that vibe.
That sort of, I'm going to make you famous vibe.
Yeah. She has that kind of presence. Either that or Vader. Not Darth Vader, but big van Vader, so to speak.
Right. It's time! It's time! It's Aja Kong time! Of course, the next match happened on Dynamite, which was a match of the year contender to be sure, Riho defeating Serena Deeb, and oh my god, like I said, just, yeah!
That was an awesome match to watch live. And it's perfect booking because Deeb doesn't necessarily need a shot at the AEW World title, but she could still bring a great match. Riho still needs to be, I don't know if she needs much reestablishing, but she's been gone. Like, that was almost a full year without Riho as the women's champion or in the women's division at all. Her winning helps her reestablish herself in the division, but this is smart booking because, okay, you want to reuse Serena Deeb. Cool. Riho's reestablished, but doesn't necessarily need the AEW women's title now. So let's say Riho loses in the semis or the division finals. Oh, we could give her a title match against Serena Deeb because in the Japanese concept, she pinned the champion.
Yep, she pinned the champion, so she should get at least a title match somewhere down the line.
She pinned the NWA Women's Champion, so this is smart booking. Riho gets a win, big win. Maybe say she loses in the tournament, no problem. I got a shot at the NWA Women's Championship, and we could bring that on Dynamite if we want to. Smart booking.
We see all the time. Yeah, we see all the time in New Japan where a champion loses a match in the tournament, and then once the tournament is over, they have to defend the belt against all the people they lost to.
That was something that happens in G1 Climax, is what Tita brought up. But yeah, same concept.
I am a little disappointed in the fact that the rest of the first round matches for the American side are going to be on YouTube, as well as, even though I understand why they're doing the Japanese side all on YouTube, but I'm a little disappointed that, they didn't schedule things where they could put all the women's matches on the American side.
I
Dynamite.
believe they do want to do this as like the final match being at the Go Home show for Dynamite, and the winner faces the champion at Revolution. It is kind of a contracted timeline, so to speak. I get the feeling all the matches that were on the Japanese side were filled in a couple of days. Maybe about as much as like 2 to 3 weeks, maybe a month back. So to make sure that if there is a 2-week quarantine time for the person going into the States, they could take care of that, no problem. And then she's healthy, good to go, and clean to go for both the finals of the match on the Go Home show and the pay-per-view match, so they don't fuck that up. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but I think that's where this is only speculation on my part, but I get the feeling that's what's going on here. I would have loved it if they had everything like 1 or 2 matches a week on Dynamite, and maybe show a match on the Japanese side. But I get the feeling that's what's going on here.
I am sad, but yeah, I totally understand the Japanese side. But they are also showing American matches on YouTube. Yeah. Which that's the part that really disappoints me.
Show it on Dark, even if it has to be on YouTube. Show it on Dark. Make it as a feature bout, for God's sakes. Doesn't have that,
It's gonna be weird going back and forth then between like in Japan and then back to Daly's place.
It's gonna be a little weird, admittedly, but they're at least giving it a focus, and they are advertise. They did advertise them. They did do a little bit of advertising, a fair bit of advertising to get the tournament over. At this point, I think it's one of those cases where it's like, okay, they're doing well with the formula that they have. I'm not a fan of the formula specifically, but the women's match wasn't at 9:30; it was at 8:30 this time. So again, progress. But I get it. It is off-putting, but it's for me, it's minor. At least the wrestling, they've made it available. It's not like a fictional tournament at the very least.
Yeah, and they did give Anne Riho about 15 minutes.
Which is solid. I think most of the matches are a tops 20-minute time limit. Most of the matches, except for the Aja Kong one, have gone at least 10 minutes or close to thereof.
Each outside of Aja Kong versus... Aside of Aja Kong versus Rin Karakuda, all the other matches went 10 to 12 minutes.
There you go.
Let's see. Next up here, more Hangman and Dark Order teases.
Ooh, all right. So here's what happened. Matt Hardy and Hangman, they do their match. And the post-match, Matt Hardy, he says, I signed him. I signed him. Dude, you need to read your contract. What do you mean, read my contract? He reads the contract. Oh, I get a match against you. Well, how about we make it a big money match, fucker? Basically, Hangman did the switcheroo, which, by the way, I fucking called it. JC, Hangman conned the carny. That's exactly what the fuck happened. And y'all didn't believe me. Some of y'all didn't believe me.
And Matt Hardy even called Hangman a carny for doing that.
Sure. Get me drunk and sign stuff and I don't care. I knew. Just knew.
Let me know that the contract was handed Matt Hardy by the mascot for Jacksonville.
Jackson DeVille, I believe the name was. Which, by the way, that happened. And Swerve, turns out it was one of Private Party. Oops.
It was Isaiah Cassidy. Not sure what Mark Quinn is, because he appeared at all during this segment. Instead, Matt Hardy just looks at TH2 and goes, all right, if you guys kick Hangman's ass, I'll give you $3,500.
Money the all around does, Matt Hardy.
Yeah, he's big money Matt, and they're both putting up their first quarter paychecks. All the money they made for the first quarter is on the line in this big money match. Matt Hardy versus Hangman Page. And of course, after Hangman gets his ass kicked by like 4 of them, who comes out to save him?
Dark Order.
And who's leading Dark Order?
Johnny Hungy.
No, -1.
Oh, no, yeah. And then Johnny Hungy.
Yeah. And they came out there like a house on fire. It was great. I was just leaping out of my seat at that point, like, yes!
I was sitting back going, I was sitting by, leaning back in my chair, going, "Yep, the story continues." Redemption arc.
And props to Colt Cabana for taking the mascot's foot off and just hitting people with it.
That's Colt Cabana. Got to get that comedy in, even if it's subtle. Solid stuff.
Yeah, it was so subtle that AEW's Twitter account forgot to GIF it, which Colt pointed out on Twitter.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, to which they replied, "Oops, we've been slipping," and they made their GIF. They made the GIF.
At least they're not WWE. That is good. They embraced the meme, not edited out in Barbra Streisand it.
Yeah.
Hence why we'll bury my hole until you bring it back up, Vinny.
Speaking of being buried, Brian Cage powerbombed Sting to hell and buried him 12 feet under.
How scared were you of that bump?
I had a feeling that Sting would take it safely because they would not let Sting take a bump.
Obviously, he's safe. They brought it up, but in the moment, let's bring it back. The Team Taz, they're cutting a promo. They're high up. Sting steps in the ring, takes the coat off, takes the bat off, starts beating people up. You're going, oh shit, what's going to happen? And he takes that power bomb. How scared were you?
I actually wasn't. I was like, oh, they're going with this. All right then. Sting must be healthier than we thought.
Sounded like he was an old man taking a power bomb, though.
Oh yeah, that he did. Just like. Then again, that's probably the first real bump he's taken in a few years.
Yeah, the last bump before that bump, he was in the WWE Championship match against Seth Rollins. That's how long ago that bump was.
Long time
not to take a public bump. We should probably bring that up.
Yeah, maybe he's taken a few in the ring beforehand just to sort of get used to it.
Yeah, and you wouldn't need to do that, obviously.
So, at the very least, Team Taz finally looks like a threat going into the street fight.
That is,
last week they dragged Darby Allin across concrete, and I don't know why Darby Allin took that as a shoot.
I'm like, how are you alive?
Like, I would hope that as soon as the camera cut, they stop the car. Like, as soon as the camera cut, just, all right, let's stop the car. Darby's probably bleeding.
A lot.
Just make sure Tony Khan isn't around when the corpse is there.
Please. Turns out that was a shoot. What? Oh, by the way, that look on Sting's face was pretty much this.
I was wrong! Blow the bridge! Blow the fucking bridge!
I was a little loud, but you get the idea.
Yeah, a little bit. And I just love how, just to show you that Darby Allin was really taking the asphalt bump, I guess you could call it, they just do this one angle shot where you see Taz in the car, and then you pan over to Darby Allin, zip him up, and then off he goes.
No cuts.
I hope it was
one
worth it,
shot.
Hope it was worth it. Also, I love how AEW always knows when the camera's rolling because they're not idiots. They're like, oh yeah, there's a camera there. And there's always a reason for the camera to be there.
Yep.
It's not like WWE where it's just supposed to be like this weird SNL skit.
Heck, they're playing off the trope of the announcer showing up everywhere with Alex Marvez and Kenny Omega.
Yeah,
that's a weird running gag that I don't mind seeing every once in a while.
Yeah, thank you, Ross Tudell, for doing work on the architecture, I guess, and discovering that the only place that he could have come out of was the bathroom, which means he must have crawled in through the window, through the bathroom, to get to Kenny Omega.
In kayfabe, of course. This was obviously
sure. Let's go with that.
Yeah, let's not mark Alex Marvez as a perv.
Yes.
Kayfabe, please. Let's not fuck up a career accidentally. We fucked up our lives already with this shit show. Let's not drag some professionals into this.
Oh, apparently JC slept through Dynamite because he was tired and didn't see Sting. Oh, you missed the Sting bump.
Oh, you missed that bump. Oh, you know.
That would be one of the last bumps Sting ever takes.
That also means he might have slept through Kenny Omega's big announcement, which, yeah, that must have been a thing to wake up to.
And Gus says, especially since the promo was at a daycare. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah. So again, kayfabe, a little bit of setup, and okay, let's do that. Anyway, let's move on before we make this more awkward than we need to.
All right. And of course, we already talked to death about the exploding barbed wire death match. That's a hell. So moving on from that.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Aside from that, Moxley's next title match will be defending against Kenta 7 days from tonight.
So basically, his schedule is him versus Kenta, and then barbed wire match 7 days later.
Let's see. 7 days from now, it's versus Kenta. And then 9 days later from that will be against Omega.
And in between all that, he's got Josh Barnett's Bloodsport somewhere in there.
I think that's tomorrow.
I believe so, yeah.
Jesus, this guy's got a full schedule.
This guy be fucking busy.
Although, in fairness, his match with Kenta was taped 2 months ago.
Yeah, it's probably been canned, more than likely, yeah. For all of the obvious reasons, of course.
Also, the show comes out at 10, so what are we doing next week?
Wait, what?
What are we doing next week since the match, the show starts at 10?
Oh, you mean the NJPW Strong for the U.S. title?
Yeah, the show starts at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Fuck.
Are we gonna have to pull one of those like what we did for Talking Shop-A-Mania?
Dude, with Shin, you trust us to go just under an hour?
We can try.
Shit, I don't. Between the two of us, we could do an hour, but add Shin to the mix, and the prerequisite comedy, and we got to review a pay-per-view on top of that. Shit. We're going to have to think about it.
Indeed.
This might require some Twitter conversations.
Yeah, and while you're thinking about that, let's also think about the fact that your winner and new 24/7 champion is Bad Bunny!
A lot of people are going to take a dump on that, but here's the thing. He's going to be on SNL with that belt. Say what you know about it.
Better show up. You better show up with the belt.
Yeah, because that's comedy gold. R-Truth is going to show up to that. There might not be a crowd to laugh at it, but god damn, I'll be shocked if he doesn't.
SNL definitely gets higher ratings than Raw, so more people are going to see Bad Bunny as 24/7 champion than Drew McIntyre as WWE champion, which now makes me a little sad.
It is a little sad, but you think about it like this. The 3-week push thing that has been riddling the WWE main roster, they're trying to mitigate that by putting Damian Priest with Bad Bunny. That's not a bad move.
Yeah, especially because that's going to get a lot more eyeballs than Damian Priest, and also because WWE love their celebrities, they're going to buy proxies to protect Damian Priest, as long as those two are connected.
So yeah, Damian Priest, the former Punishment Martinez, in the short term, made.
Yeah, safe for now. Just make
all
sure
he's got to do is not fuck up.
If I'm Damian Priest, I am begging Bad Bunny to get a WWE contract just so he can keep that celebrity near him at all times. Like, no, you're not. Fuck you. No, do you know what they're going to do to me once you leave? Do you know what they're going to change my name to goddamn whatever the fuck? They're going to call me stupid dildo knight or whatever.
No, oh no, here we go. So yeah.
You didn't bring it during that segment, but let me talk to you, dummies. It's LA Knight.
Yeah.
AKA aka once again a stupid fucking name.
And you know why they tried to give him that, because they want to keep Eli Drake's gimmick alive. So they said L.A. Knight instead of just letting him be Eli Drake.
They keep doing that with so many other people. I mean, they renamed Priscilla Kelly to Gigi whatever the fuck.
But you know, T-Dub, you do know what that does make WWE now, right?
Well, why don't you tell me, Matty?
It makes them for changing the name of the undeniable Kavorka and former Impact World Heavyweight Champion, sir. It makes WWE.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
I'm getting to it, you stupid button thing. The thing launched the English motherfucker button. No, you know what it makes them? Dummy.
Dummy, yeah.
Yeah. Dummy.
Dummy, yeah.
Yeah.
Dummy, yeah.
Yeah.
I
will say this. For even on the shitty name basis, Eli Drake in WWE and NXT calling other people dummies. Yeah. Still, but LA Knight, still a better name than Void Knight for Power Rangers Dino Fury. That's literally the pink bastard, the pink knight, that guy that was like the undeniable one badass thing from Ryu Soldier. Void Knight. I am not kidding. Eli Drake has a better WWE name than one of the main Power Rangers villains coming up.
That's a little sad.
Sad for Rangers, yes, but for Eli, it could be worse. It could be worse.
And of course, for whatever reason, WWE decided to go on an all-out signing spree, including Eli Drake, and also everyone's favorite pasty white boy from Impact Wrestling, Blake Christian.
Good call.
Also, one half of the Bravado brothers, Harlem Bravado.
Where's the other half?
I don't know. I guess they didn't sign him.
Yeah, I guess not. Or they maybe decided, oh, I'll let the other guy go. I'm good. But the biggest name of all outside of Eli, T-Dub, is, you know the one.
Oh, hello, Taya Valkyrie.
There you go, Taya Valkyrie. You know what? A lot of people say there was a discussion where should she go to NXT or go to the main roster, and Smithception on TikTok, and I kind of have the same opinion. Forget NXT. Her hubby's on. She's already has enough on camera TV experience that she doesn't necessarily need NXT. She could go straight up to the main roster in the same spot with John Morrison, and there you go. Husband and wife reunited.
And I could definitely see her on the main roster getting some good star power, because NXT already has a loaded women's division.
They are. Yeah, NXT is good on the women's division side.
I think Raw especially could use Taya Valkyrie.
And Miz and Morrison are on Raw last time I checked, so there you go.
And of course, the last thing I have here as far as notes goes is coming next week in 7 days. Actually, I guess technically less than 7 days, because it might just launch on midnight, especially if you pre-order like I did back in the summer. It's coming, finally, after all this time, Retromania!
All platforms, including PS4 and or Switch, which is Switch will be my platform of choice. T-Dub's platform will be whichever one he chooses, I'm assuming.
On Nintendo Switch!
Oh, so we're both going on the Switch side. Awesome. So, yeah. Yes. I have not pre-ordered it. I'm waiting because I couldn't afford the pre-order, but I do have some money aside. I am buying that bitch day uno.
I'm very excited. I mean, it's a game that features John Morrison, Matt Cardona, Tommy Dreamer, the Road Warriors, and Warhorse. And one of the DLC characters, I believe, is going to be Chris Bay.
So for those wondering if the game is going to rule, it's going to rule. Ass, that is.
This game is going to rule motherfucking ass!
See, I'm subtle. He's Warhorse. See, that's how it works, folks? This is why we're a good tag team.
Yeah, this is almost like an ultimate crossover game. And it's going to be super retro, and it features theme songs for everyone. However, as far as I can tell, I believe the developers have said that at least at launch, there's not going to be a career wrestler mode. Maybe down the line they'll update with one, but for now, I don't think it's going to come up.
I think they wanted to work on just getting the game out at this point. And they wanted to make sure that it actually works and plays well, because they know what happened with the last wrestling game that got released, especially on the Switch. So,
yeah, that's why it was delayed. It was originally supposed to come out last July, but they kept on delaying it so that way they could work on it, they could fix it, they could make it good in your hands.
I knock on the wood. But next week,
and of course,
next week, after this podcast is done, we are playing the shit out of that game.
Oh, there's something else I forgot to bring up. Thank you for, who was that, JC? Yes, Lacey Evans is pregnant, which means she's probably out of the title match this Sunday.
Yeah, she's, that's legit. Obviously, they're playing up the storyline that it might be Hornball Ric Flair, but no, legit, that is a shoot. Lacey already has a daughter, has a husband. So Lacey and has a husband, and they fucked. Yeah, indeed they did. So that's pretty much what happened.
Oh, one other bit of news. Otis turned heel.
Give me a minute. So I believe I have the appropriate reaction to yep, there it is.
And nothing of value was lost.
Really? You're gonna do my boy dirty like that, my boy Otis.
Dude, WWE did him dirtier than I did, and you know it.
No, he didn't. He could have been the world champion.
WWE did him dirtier.
He should have cashed in on Drew McIntyre.
Oh, hold on, I didn't. I got that thing.
And nothing of value was lost.
Sorry. I like Otis, but to me, when he turns heel like that, I'm like, there's nothing of value. And Guts, there's going to be echo, fuck you. I have to make sure that everybody hears it.
And Devin, don't get your hopes up about a Wrestle Cast pack for Retromania Wrestling.
Oh my God. So basically, you want me to get my ass kicked by Nick Aldis? Okay, cool. It'll happen when pigs fly. I would say when hell frozen. I would say when hell freezes over, but the whole damn continent's frozen over right now.
All right, we need a catapult for some pigs. Anybody? Anybody got a catapult?
I wish we were that popular. We could be part of a DLC pack for a video game. I'd mark out over that.
Yeah, I mean, the completely unnecessary podcast is going to be featured in the game in one of the, I believe it's the Too Many Games Arena.
Too Many Games Arena. Grand Pooh Bear is going to be featured in that as well, which I like. That's cool.
I still can't believe we have a wrestling game that's going to have fucking Pat the NES Punk in it. That's insane. Like, he's not a playable character, but he's still
it'll be in the background. It's going to be in the background, and that's fucking cool.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. You know who should also be in the game? The Completionist. Like, put him in there.
I'm actually shocked that he isn't. Now you bring him up.
Also, because him and his brother and his best friend are all wrestling fans, the Super Gaming Brothers.
I believe New Legacy is in there somewhere in there as well, right?
I wouldn't be shocked if they were, but I don't think they are. But you know, maybe DLC we can get Johnny and Slip and Duel.
Maybe.
And Duel, and for Duel, they can just make a fucking kangaroo as a wrestler.
Yeah, that would work like that, wouldn't it? All right, well, we have a pay-per-view to kill, the preview, so we got a few minutes. We'll take care of it. It's the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, or if you're in Germany, No Escape. Should be No Way Out. That's just a better name.
Yeah, I think No Way Out will be better, but it's understandable why they would change the name if, you kind of know the history of Germany as a country.
Yeah, especially in the mid-30s to mid-40s.
There's a little thing that happened there, There's just a few events that happened there.
Bit of an eventful thing that you don't want to bring up as fake because you would be called out as a full of shit person. Just that.
And also the reason, it's one of the reasons why certain wrestlers in WCW had to have their name changed because someone didn't do their research.
Yeah, Russo.
Nope, this was like Hogan era.
Oh fuck yeah! Oh.
Remember the Ultimate Solution?
Oh my god!
There's a wrestler called the Ultimate Solution.
I'm tired. I forgot that they explained that in OSW. I believe it was a wrestler called. Originally, they called the Final Solution, and then they changed the name for obvious reasons.
Yeah, just sometimes you gotta make sure if you're broadcasting in certain countries, especially Germany, certain things, certain names and stuff. But of course, we digress.
Of course. Tropicana Field, St. Petersburg, Florida, the home of the Thunderdome, which you have yet to be beyond of, by the way. Match card is as follows. Let me just make sure it's refreshed for preview purposes. Only 5 matches on the card, but here's what we have. Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler versus Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair for the women's tag belts.
I'm thinking that Banks and Belair are going to win.
No, I don't think.
Because the winners of the Dusty tournament are heels. So
they might set something like that up. And dude, I don't think they have a takeover going into Mania, do they? I think that was the last weekend's that was the takeover before Mania.
I think what they're going to do is easily hold this on like an episode of NXT.
Yeah, they'll go to NXT and then they'll lose it there, and that's what builds up the feud for till Mania, I guess.
Either that or Fastlane.
Yeah. Hey, either way, it's story. They got a lot of time to kill to build up Banks versus Belair, which is obviously what they're going towards as far as Belair's Rumble challenge, obviously. Roman. So here's his setup. Roman Reigns as a match. He was supposed to be in the Elimination Chamber, but he said, "Well, I'm Roman Reigns. I'm the big dog. I'm the chief. I don't need to be studied with the masses." So they said, "Fine. You face the winner at a winner later that night." So it'll probably open with the WWE title, the WWE Championship #1 contender Elimination Chamber match thing, which features Jey Uso, Kevin Owens, King Corbin, Sami Zayn, Cesaro, and Daniel Bryan. And the winner of that will face Roman Reigns for the WWE title, or the Universal title, I should say, later that evening.
I think that it very well could either be Daniel Bryan or Cesaro.
Cesaro's been cutting a lot of promos towards Reigns lately. I would call that, actually. Or have Bryan go in there and then Cesaro wins the #1 contender thing, and that's the match for Mania.
I go with either of those. I don't think Kevin Owens is going to do it because they've already done Owens versus Reigns like 1,000,000 times in the past 6 months.
Look, I don't mind seeing that match one more time because it's my boy versus for the Universal title, but I'm in agreement here. We got to slow that roll down a little bit, give someone else a turn.
It's a little thing like you can't just keep overexposing a match because if you just do one pairing of a match over and over and over again on pay-per-view, it's going to be like, all right, anybody else? Anybody else? Nope, just these two in for Infinity. That's it.
It's smart. That Elimination Chamber is smartly booked because at least it shows you, okay, there's more people that could legitimately face Roman. And JC's going, Roman's definitely going to face Edge at WrestleMania, in my opinion. Look, I still think it's the money match is Edge versus Drew McIntyre. Personally. But Hey, that's the power of a good Rumble winner in the modern era of WWE. You could legitimately see him face either or, and you wouldn't be bitching. But we digress. Obviously,
I know there are two people that I know are not going to win. Two people who are definitely not winning, and that's King Corbin and Sami Zayn.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Hey, either way, I think Roman's retaining till Mania anyway. So there's our prediction right there.
He's keeping so until at least Mania.
At the very least. By the way, hi Reverend. Nice to see you again. You just resubscribed 33 months at Tier Uno.
Also, once again, congratulations for getting recognition from Ito.
Yeah, congratulations, dude. How's it feel to be recognized by something awesome?
Yeah, for those who don't know, he had his fan artwork of Makito retweeted by her, and it got a fair amount of attention from the fan base. It got some buzz.
It got some legitimate buzz. So congratulations, bud. All right, next up, Bobo Lasho. He's taking on Keith Lee and Matt Riddle in a triple threat for the United States Championship. And apparently Vince is not high on Keith Lee, which makes me fucking sad. I'm talking, dude.
There is no Matt. Remember, WWE killed the first name.
Fuck you, it's my headcanon. It's still Matt goddamn Riddle. Shut the fuck up, Vinny. Shut the fuck up.
You know he's allergic to first names.
Fuck him. I am reaching for the bad luck Fale button.
But this is Vince's world, clearly.
Fuck him!
Oh yeah. Lashley, Keith Lee, Riddle. By the way, let me get on that rant with Keith Lee because I think Vince McMahon is fucking wrong anyway.
All right, go ahead. What are your thoughts on McMahon versus Keith Lee, that whole dynamic?
He says he doesn't get Keith Lee. Bitch, have you listened to his promos? Seriously? There's some moments where I just want to kick Vince McMahon in the ball of what's left of his grapefruits.
There's been a lot of time where Vince seems to just not get, like Cesaro, for example, because he's Swiss. And thus, there's no way he can connect with the audience.
Big dude like Keith Lee cuts a killer promo. People like him, and you don't get him because he's not what you like?
Which makes me wonder, why sign him then? Why keep him on your roster if you don't get him?
If you have ultimate control over everything, why wouldn't you just let Triple H just run it NXT so he could do better? Fuck him! Oh, wait, I got bad luck. What am I?
Fuck him!
Here, let me do it again.
Fuck him!
There you go.
I think Lashley should keep the U.S. title until WrestleMania. In fact, here's my idea, my headcanon. If you were to ask me how to do this.
Mm-hmm.
If Edge is going after Roman Reigns, then Lashley, as U.S. champion, does a championship for champion match against Drew McIntyre at Mania.
I think if Edge isn't facing McIntyre, obviously it looks like they're angling Sheamus versus McIntyre. Actually,
they could do that as well, but I don't know. It's been a while since we've done it's been a long time since we've had a champion versus champion match at Mania. Long time. Long time. Either that, or if they really want to give us something interesting, if they really want a marquee match for the U.S. Championship, Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar.
You think Brock would actually fly to Orlando for that?
It's not in the Thunderdome. It's in front of a crowd, and you'll get paid big money.
See, 2 years ago, they don't fuck up Lashley that much. I'd be with you. That's a marquee match. Honestly, I think the way things are rolling right now, Damian Priest would be a good challenger for him.
Yeah, it could be Priest as well, but Lashley's been trying to get a Lesnar match since he signed. Ever since he's put his name on the dotted line, he's like, I want Lesnar, one-on-one. And they just been, like, just give us the match. That's, like, those two have always been, like, always compared to each other. Because they're wrestlers, then MMA fighters, they just have similar backgrounds. And they both, I'm not sure about Lesnar, but Lashley seems to have wanted the match for ages.
There's a part of me that wants that still wants that match, by the way. So I'm not going to disagree fully on that. But there's a part of me that's going, dude, they blew that chance long ago.
At the very least, for the past year, they've done a great job of rehabbing Bobby Lashley.
They have, but again, there's a part of me that says too little, too late.
Very well could be. But
I mean, don't get me wrong. I still want to watch it, but I'm like, in context, I'm like, dude, that's not a money match. Considering how WWE treats the mid-card titles anyway, either way, you think they want to give? Do you think Brock would even buy that kind of match? Because at the end of the day, Vince could book whatever he wants, but if Brock doesn't want to face Bobby Lashley, we're fucked. And you would think Brock goes for big money matches. No offense to Lashley in the Hurt Business, they're not big money matches right now.
If they don't want to do Lesnar, then I can also see Lashley versus, I believe you brought up Damian Priest. I think that
that's the one that makes the most sense because of the celebrity involvement at the very least.
Yep, celebrity involvement. So they could have, like, at the end, Damian Priest is finding out some members of the Hurt Business, and then Bad Bunny does a dive onto them. So you get that big, huge WrestleMania moment, TM, for all the magazines and all the articles online.
Yep.
And also, you get the picture of him with Damian Priest with the belts all together.
No, that's it. My headcanon says McIntyre, if it's not McIntyre Edge, it's McIntyre Sheamus, Lashley versus Damian Priest, and Cesaro versus Roman Reigns, if not Edge.
It would be a nice, thing just to see Cesaro in a world title match, period.
It would be awesome to see that. Could have been that, but Roman had to be a bitch. Anyway, speaking of Drew McIntyre, he's defending the WWE Championship, if I could talk. In the Elimination Chamber, it's AJ Styles versus Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton versus Sheamus versus Kofi Kingston. And I forget who's winning because Miz is probably cashing this fucker in.
I would honestly, just there's a part of me, just that little bit of Miz fanboy that wants to see the Miz cash in and win. Just pull like a John Cena in 06. McIntyre overcomes the odds. He's the victory. All came to play. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. And Miz is the new champion. And then you got a nice little chase for Mania.
All right. But yeah, I see Drew McIntyre retaining for in the match itself. For those one. Retaining in the match itself, but the cash in after.
If Miz cashes in, Drew's going to beat him.
No. Like in the match itself. We're talking about the Elimination Chamber match. I see Drew McIntyre winning. Like retaining the belt there, and then whatever happens, happens. At least that's what I see.
Let's see.
Reverend, if Fastlane is quite the important pay-per-view, to be fair.
JC says, I think Sheamus wins, then loses it to him as cash in, then Sheamus wins it back at Fastlane, and Drew chases him to Mania.
Hey, that's one way to work that feud.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm not a fan of so many title switches within like a 3-month time, but I guess it could work.
If done right, which they got the key guys in this situation, Miz, Sheamus, and McIntyre, it could work. They can make it work. Now, if this is WWE, they'll find a way to fuck it up, of course, but on paper, do they do it like how JC describes it? that's a Mania feud build up actually.
It'll be better than some of the other feuds they built up for Mania over the past decade so.
It's something. It's a build, and sometimes there are things that are necessary, and there are things like you need some chaos in there to bring it back. Look, it's a long 3 fucking months. Let's be fair here. So I could see it happening. It's one way. It's one way to put it. It is one way to pay to point B. Maybe not the way with T-Dub and I would like it, but it is a way to do it.
You think the point to WrestleMania? Point at the sign? You got point at the sign? Point? You got point at the sign, Matty? Point TM? Point the WrestleMania sign TM?
Well, I don't have a WrestleMania sign, but I'll point at the Wrestle Cast logo. Ah, see, I'm pointing. You can't see it, but I'm pointing. Keep pointing, boy. It's pointing season. Anyway. Shall we do winners and losers, my friend?
I suppose we shall.
We begin with losers as per usual, and T-Dub, you kick us off.
I'm going to give my loser this week to Mr. McMahon for just somehow still not getting Keith Lee, even though he's on his roster. Like, also just for constantly holding up talent when they still have an overabundance of it and they don't know what to do with half of it. So why they keep
like I get it, you still want to fuck over AEW, but you don't need the Hoover people just to bench them. Like you're gonna run out of spaces to. You already have an Eli Drake at home. I'm sorry. Okay, but it was one of those. I don't want Eli Drake, but you already have him at home. Points to Keith Lee. I know it's supposed to be something that's like a dime store quality, but I'm like, dude, promo-wise, Keith Lee's just as good. Just saying. And yeah, WWE, just in general this week, just been a shit show. Just takeover, and then you get Lacey Evans pregnant, which, by the way, congratulations to her. I'm not gonna take a dump on that specifically. But
did they have to make Ric Flair the daddy in storyline? Really?
They did not have to. They did not have to.
Does anyone want the image of Ric Flair and Lacey Evans going at it?
Naked and thrusting.
Yeah, do we need the image of Ric Flair bending her over a chair and just going at it?
Maybe Lacey is the top, is the dom. Ric Flair.
I guess that could be the case.
Woo is the safe word, but she keeps going because it's Ric Flair. Seeing your nightmares, kids. And Jim Ross. Look, I'm not gonna take a dump on it more than the internet has, but WWE champion Kenny Omega.
Or maybe more forbidden doors being opened by Tony Khan.
Do you honestly believe that's an intentional fuck up?
Oh my! What's Kenny Omega doing here in the Thunderdome? He's taking Kofi Kingston's spot in the Elimination Chamber.
Do you honestly believe Vince will do that?
Kenny Omega has hit the one-winged angel on Roman Reigns and has become the Universal Champion. Oh my, Corey Graves!
You know, it's funny you bring up Corey Graves because he used to say something to Tom Phillips. Shut up, T-Dub!
Actually, that was mostly towards Byron Saxton.
Oh, yeah, towards Saxon. Shut up, Saxon. Shut up, T-Dub. Winners, do it.
All right, winner. Bo Dallas, first off. Congrats on the relationship with one half of the Riot Squad.
Good for him.
Yes, if those who want to know which half, well then, I'm about to tell you. If you just shut your yapper! Always talking over me, chat. Jeez. Bunch of talking talk.
So, Ruby.
No.
Liv?
Yes!
God damn, Bo. Score! Just as a
Yeah,
dude,
that was trending all
score.
over. That was trending all over Twitter today.
Yeah, I was wondering why that was actually, but no, yeah, dude, good on you.
So it just shows you that even if you look like a dork, dress like a dork, and talk like a dork, anything is possible. And of course,
Monty.
congrats to Liv Morgan for finding a good romantic partner.
Absolutely.
And of course, a winner to all the women in Japan that participated in AEW's Women's Eliminator Tournament.
All right, for me, Damian Priest, because his association with Bad Bunny is actually going to pay off, I think.
And it's at least going to give him a little shield from creative.
He's short term, good call. Or he got lucky, and at that point, just saying yes was the good call. Eli Drake, despite the fucking stupid name, he's gonna do good things in AEW. He could talk and he could go. There's some good talkers in NXT. There's gonna be some good fucking promos. Taya Valkyrie, same thing. Welcome to the Fed, welcome to the Fed. Kyle O'Reilly, he's gonna have a hell of a run. AEW, including the women in the Japanese side of the bracket, just good shit this week, including Brian Cage and Sting, who are winners in there. Cage for having the balls to taking a risk on powerbombing Sting, and Sting for taking that bump. And of course, finally, Lacey Evans. Shit storyline or not, congratulations. It is a shoot pregnancy, so congratulations to her and her family. May she be a healthy child. And all that good stuff.
Congrats to Cody Rhodes and Brandy for the child being a girl.
I forgot to write that down, but Cody, yeah, it's a good. They had a thing before the FTR squash match, and it was they did the entrance, and they said it's a girl. So congrats to Cody and Brandy. May the girl be healthy. There you go. All right. This is where we usually plug our stuff, and obviously Shin's not here, but you could check his YouTube channel, youtube.com/Lee/Maxicorn. He's got videos on the regular. Obviously, it's probably not going to be as regular this week for obvious reasons. And his book, New Worlds, available on Amazon and Amazon stuff, and for digital and paperback and all the good stuff. It's a good book. You should read it. T-Dub.
We've got a new video, just came out today. WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 review. It's up currently on my YouTube channel. Link is in the script, is right there in the Twitch chat down below right there. Click on that. Go check out the video, and don't forget to hit subscribe. And if you want to see any of my videos early, patreon.com/TWK reviews. That's patreon.com/TWK reviews.
And of course, Tokarif's will be live once again on Sunday, barring anything that may delay that, but we will obviously announce any delay. We will be live Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, as per usual. Of course, I have my my tip jar, paypal.me/manage316. Did you already plug your Patreon?
Yes, I did.
Good.
Also,
Patreon.com/TWK reviews if you want to get his stuff early. There you go.
No.
What?
So Metallica were playing live on Twitch, and their music cut out, and it started playing generic music over it due to copyright infringement.
What? What? And you're going, no? On Metallica getting cut off by their own petard? Metallica. The same Metallica that said fuck Napster for the same reason of copyright infringement. They're having their shit. They're playing their shit.
Everyone seems to misunderstand. So the reason they went after Napster is because they were releasing unfinished music.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that, obviously. But no. But the fact that the same Metallica that did that and fucked up Napster, which is not necessarily a good or bad thing. I'm just saying, in general, Metallica got DCMA'd.
Yeah.
And you're not laughing your ass off at this right now.
No, because they're one of my favorite bands. It's like, oh, cool. They're playing live on Twitch. Let me just go quickly give a little looky-loo and
See, these are two very different dudes right here. I'm sorry, dude. Anyway.
Got insane.
But the memory remains. Anyway, you can follow me on Twitter at MetaJ316. You can follow us as well on Twitter, MetaJ316, TWK Official, at Shintigercurl, and all that good stuff. I think we're going to cut off so we could actually watch some more Twitch. We're done here. Thanks for coming by. We appreciate it. On behalf of everybody here, including Shintigercurl, who would do something funny, but he's not here. Come back, my friend. We miss you already. And, of course, my good buddy TWK.
Also, next time, this is TWK. TWK, signing work.
Come on, make it more lively, dude. You could do that.
Until next time, this is TWK. TWK Reviews, telling you work your gimmick, and I'm going to go rest because I have an early morning meeting.
Ooh, yeah, good luck with that, bud. Much appreciated as always. My name's Matty J. Remind you to tell professional wrestling. Support your independent promotion as soon as possible. Have a good one. Have a safe one. Stay warm. Just stay warm. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Calm down, get back, wait! You're not putting your hands on me. Charlotte, I'm pregnant.
This show ain't no good.